Hello and welcome to Good Old Spaghetti Junction Podcast. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we like to talk about things, but we don't know where they're going to go sometimes, do they?
Yeah, especially on these more sort of casual,
Casual,
casual chats.
casual conversations.
Correct. Yes.
Well, thank you to the 4 or 5 people who seem to, watch our stuff every week. Um,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. All
Let's
4 or 5
let's
of you.
yeah.
Maybe
Let's
in
hope
like
this is an interesting one.
another year or two, we'll be like, oh my gosh, do you remember when we had like 4 people watching us? Yeah, there'll also be an interesting one. I was going to say something before we got into this, but we were talking about Weta Workshop. Weta.
Yes.
And Weta Workshop, if people do not know, is a company that basically is utilized in movies. A lot of them are like linked with set design, costumes, masks, prosthetics, weapons, the whole dealio. They're like super talented.
Yeah.
And it's actually linked to it's linked to one of the conversation and one of the I'll delve into one of their big trilogies that they do. Seeing as we're going to be speaking about sequels, I'll jump into that. But I'll tell you a few of their stuff that they do, and then you'll be quite surprised, or maybe even not surprised, that they do the same thing. So Weta Workshops, they are based in New Zealand, I believe in Wellington. They are the people behind Lord of the Rings. They are behind. They basically were involved within all their, as I say, prosthetics, weapons, costumes, habitats like the Hobbit Town. And I was mentioning Hobbit Town to Bruce because my mum's coming over in a few weeks, and that's one of the things that I've been wanting to go to. And I asked my mum, and said, "Mum, what do you think?" She's like, "Yeah, she really wants to go to that." So it's pretty cool. More than a year and a half in, I can actually finally get to say that I'm going to go to a Hobbit Town, and you pay for a I think it's a 2 hour. It's like $130, and you go on a whole tour on it. So you can't just go in there and say, "Hey, I'm not going to pay anything. I'm just going to walk around." It's you
Right.
have to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit of money, but I mean, it's like a once-off thing, kind of, and yeah, and it'll be so that's all around Hobbit Town, which is in Hamilton, and you get to basically walk around and see Hobbit Town, all the Shire. I think yes, the Shire, is what it's called. But anyway, so they're involved in that. Then they've done a whole pile of stuff like have you watched the Rebel Moon on Netflix by Zack Snyder?
I haven't watched Rebel Moon yet. No.
Okay, well you should. But you should watch the extended version of it though. As
Okay.
Zack Snyder seems to do, he puts out the first version, and then he says, "But wait, if you really want to hold on, we're going to give you another version, extended." So that's what
It's a smart
Netflix
move.
has. Yeah, so Netflix has basically done that, where they released the first ones, and then they have now released the extended versions. So like you and me watched the extended version of the Justice League.
Yes,
That
we
was,
did.
and the extended version was really good.
It's
And
amazing.
somehow, yeah, and that was the movie which I got like really peed off because he wanted to go to the bathroom. But it was like about 3 or 4 hours, something stupid like that.
Yeah. It's I've seen it a couple of times since, and I enjoy it every time.
Oh, it's a very good movie. It's very well done.
So yeah.
Anyway, so they're involved in that. June Part 2. And did you watch the Creator? That I really enjoyed, and that was actually done by them, as they were involved in the production of it as well.
That's one I still haven't seen. I'm busy watching Dune at the moment, the first one.
First one, okay.
It's taken me a while, but I finally got to it. So
Are you
I'm
saying
busy
the
watching it.
original or the like later ones?
The later one, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And I know there is a part 2, but
Yeah.
So,
Well, it
I've
shouldn't take you
just, I've
too
just
long to get through one movie.
no.
I don't know how you do it. You like take like days on one movie.
Yeah, you
It
know me.
irritates the crap out of me. You have no idea. It's like going into like a 5-star restaurant and going back like every day just to have like a certain part of that friggin' menu. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you get up and you go. A little bit. And you get up and go. And I'm like, bloody hell, sit and enjoy the whole meal at once. Like it's like what's gonna happen to you in 2 hours? Nothing. Yeah, it irritates me so much.
Yeah, that's me. Unfortunately, that's just the way I
Well,
feel. I feel
it's not
if it,
unfortunate.
if I'm if I'm purposefully relaxing, like if I'm on holiday or whatever, then yes, then I'm happy to watch a movie the whole way through. But if I'm in a normal sort of work brain,
Yeah.
I'll watch it when I eat, watch a little bit when I'm busy trying to go to
Well,
sleep at night, but that's about it. I can't sit.
That's why they made series.
That's the same
For
with
people
series.
like
It
you.
takes me like 3 to get through one episode.
A
A
40
lot of
minutes.
times.
A 40-minute episode.
Sometimes, yeah,
What is wrong
bad.
with you? Yeah.
A lot wrong with me, I know.
So until you can do all that, you can't call yourself a movie aficionado. Until you can
Oh
actually
my word!
sit through an episode or sit through a movie. Then we'll discuss more
Now I
movies.
just feel attacked.
Good.
I'm just feeling attacked.
You know what? It's fine. We'll be all right. But anyways, yeah. So the June Part 3 is Part 3, Part 2, the later ones. That's about 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So I understand. I mean, they are quite long. I definitely have to make a plan that I know for my next 2 or 3 hours, I'm not going to do anything else but just sit and watch. So I do hear you on a movie like that long. You definitely have to make a plan around it.
Yeah,
But like a normal movie is like, okay, normal movies used to be like an hour and 30 minutes. Now normal is like 2 hours at least.
yeah. That is the new normal. Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Although, do you remember though back in the day when there was series, when there were like 24 episodes per series? Way back in the day.
the good old
They were
days.
freaking
Yes.
series. 24 episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we're just talking about movies. Funny enough, that's where we're actually going. Anyways, there's a whole pile more. Yeah, so the creator is very good.
Okay.
You haven't watched it, so you should watch it.
It did look very cool. As did Rebel Moon. So I just need to get to them sometime.
Yeah, but if you're going to watch Rebel Moon, just make sure that you watch the Zack
Extended, yeah.
Snyder cut, not the original. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything if I hear Zack Snyder's name now, I'm like I'm there.
Yeah, no,
So-
he's great. He is great. He's quite a star. Well, speaking about movies,
So yeah, because I mean the original conversation started with us just wanting to talk about Gladiator 2,
correct.
which I must say, and then we'll sort of go into the into a little bit more of a conversation about sequels. But I've got to say that Gladiator 2, it looks I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
It could be a standalone movie, I think, if the original was never developed. The original does not need I'm with you though on the fact that the original does not need a sequel.
There's no point. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's like if you're going to say, okay, so let's do a Shawshank Redemption 2. Now, based on their children and their children's lives.
Yeah.
It's such a memorable, legendary movie. Why do you need to go back and rehash it and try and change something that wasn't necessary? Because to me, it takes away from the whole Maximus role. He is the gladiator. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's my view.
Yeah. I the reason I say I'm cautiously optimistic, it's been 14 years since the original one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they've put enough time into the storyline so that it does have a quality to it. Ridley Scott is directing again, which I'm always happy about.
Well, if he wasn't, then there's actually no point.
Exactly. Correct. So, yeah, anything Ridley Scott does, I really enjoy. But yeah, so we'll see. Like I said, if the original Gladiator with Russell Crowe never happened, and this was just a standalone movie with that storyline, and they just removed the fact that he's got any what you call connection to a previous, to Maximus's character, I think it could stand alone as quite a cool movie. But that's what I'm getting from the trailer, so we'll have to wait for November.
November.
Yeah, that's when it's coming out. So yeah, it's still a wait, but we'll see what transpires.
Something interesting is that the writer of Gladiator 2 is the same writer who wrote the script for Napoleon. And Napoleon did not do that great.
Yeah. I think that was the one Ridley Scott movie where I felt kind of missed the mark a bit. I watched Napoleon. It could have been a lot better. And I just,
For sure.
so yeah, so we'll see, you know.
You frozen on your side. It's not your fault, I know.
Okay.
There you go. You're back.
All right.
So yes,
Yes.
I mean, so that's one of the things, because I think it's, even though it might have a good director, the script also has to be really good. It's like I'm watching a movie recently. I can't remember whichever one it was, but the cast was pretty decent, but the script was just bad. And no matter how good your director is, no matter how good your actors are, if the script is bad, your movie's screwed.
Correct. That's the why when you get a sequel, so often visually and production wise, it's amazing. It's leveled up. You know, everything is, you know, the scenes are more epic and everything's incredible. But the storyline, it's like they spent more time focusing on the visual and not enough time on the actual storyline. Exactly. And that's when
I'm wondering what will happen.
Yeah, and you come out feeling, yes, I wish you come out feeling you want more. You know, you missed out on something. Yeah. And
I'm wondering if that's going to happen to this one, because I don't think anybody asked for a Gladiator 2 ever.
No, I think you, the difference between something, if you think about, I'm going to go back to, you know, people might roll their eyes at me when I say this, but if I go back to something like Top Gun Maverick. People were asking for a sequel since that movie came, since the original Top Gun came out. You know, begging, like, and then it got delivered, and everything about it was higher level. So if you're gonna expand on something great, I think this is in any creative endeavor, whether it's movie making, songwriting, or whatever.
Yeah.
If you come out with something really great, the next thing needs to level up from that. You can't deliver the same thing, and you definitely can't go below that. And I think so many sequels come out too soon as well. You know, they have all the success, and then they're like, okay, let's capitalize on this, and then the sequel falls flat because they didn't give it enough time to really develop.
The major sequels that have seemed to have, well, it seems that a lot of the sequels that have done well are children based, because children will go back and watch characters that they fell in love with in the first episode. I mean, in the first movie. So things like Despicable Me, there's like now 4. A very good example is Inside Out. That's one of my favorites. animated movies. That's probably my second favorite animated movies.
Okay,
And
I've never seen it.
yeah, well, yeah, but you're not really into that kind of stuff.
I'm not
So
really an animated guy.
no,
Yeah,
no, you're not at all in general. Anyways,
there's a couple that I've enjoyed.
no, no. But the point is, sorry, yeah. So Inside Out is basically based around a young girl and all her emotions, and basically how they interact and how you see her thought patterns linked to all her emotions. So you're basically watching her her emotions that throughout the movie. And
Okay.
that was Inside Out. That was let me because I think I'm hearing what you're saying as well. I think mine's a mixed one. Let me just tell you now. Inside Out was 2015. Oh wow. Okay, so this kind of like plays a bit into what you're saying as well, and to also what I'm saying. So that was 9 years. 9 years ago, and it's just pushed over $1 billion for an
Wow.
animated movie. Yeah,
Damn.
for an animated movie to hit that milestone is huge. So my
Crazy.
point on if there's sequels, you know, with animation, I think it draws in more people because because it's more family friendly and it's light and it's entertaining. As what they're doing with Despicable Me 4, I don't know why they're making four of them, to be honest. One was good. The second ones were okay. Then I was like, okay, guys, just stop it. But yeah, but then with Inside Out 2, that's now made a billion.
Okay.
So going on, what I'm trying to say with this is that animated movies seem to get a lot of sequels, and some of them do really really well, and so some of them fall. But I think animated movies seem to be the safer option if you're making sequels.
Yeah. I the one example that I always think of when I think of a sequel that sort of levels up from the original movie. I don't know if you'll agree with me on this or not, but Bad Boys 2
Oh, I
was
was
a
hoping you weren't
very,
going to mention that.
but that's my opinion.
What
So
that
I
bad, what that Bad Boy 2 was good.
I felt it leveled up from the original. The original is awesome.
Yes, I agree with you on that one. But why they had to redo it all again in 2024?
Exactly. No, this is why I'm not. Yeah, I'm talking about Bad Boys 2, not Bad Boys 3, or even now Bad Boys 4 that's coming out. So they're capitalizing on this now.
Okay, fair enough.
Because Bad Boys, the first Bad Boys as a standalone movie was so original for its time. It was such fun. The jokes were funny. The acting was amazing. The storyline was great. It was just such a
Yes.
cool movie. And you watch it now, and it's still a flippin'. It's such a classic.
Yeah.
It really is. Those two characters, and then it was 8 years before they made the next one, before
Oh,
they made
really?
Bad Boys.
Huh.
Before,
Okay.
yeah. So, but what was cool about it, this is why I always use it as an example, is they leveled up everything. So the storyline was good, the acting was great, a couple of new characters, and the action sequences were off the charts. And that to me is a great example of a sequel that levels up from the original, and which doesn't happen often. That's what I'm saying. So
Oh, yeah, because they ran from 95 to 2003 to
yeah, so
2020 and then
mm,
2024.
exactly. And I heard enough about the Bad Boys for Life that I was like, I'm not going to give that a. I'm not going to watch that one. For me, it's the first two movies, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, um,
Well, I mean,
although
yeah, yeah.
and just I think we did mention it in our conversation when we were texting about this episode. The other one that I thought was quite cool was the was when they did 300 Rise of an Empire.
Oh, that one did not do well.
I really
I didn't
enjoy
like
that
it.
movie.
I
I
didn't. I'll be
love it.
honest. I thought that it was very much based on the walls at sea, and that was it. It didn't have as much gravity and depth to the movie as the first one had.
I don't know. I feel there's more in that one than there was in 300. But then again, 300 is an amazing movie.
300 was way better.
But I don't know. For me, I feel I get more out of Rise of an Empire, because the thing is, remember, the storyline is it's running parallel to what's happening with Leonidas, or Leonidas is being killed, and then it's the next because the story of those 300 that opened the gates to that army being defeated. I don't know. I thought there was more. So I like it. I think I might have watched.
Sorry.
Cool.
Don't mind me. I'm choking on a sweet.
I might have actually watched Rise of an Empire more than I've watched 300. Crazy. And I've watched 300 a lot.
Look, they were both good, but I just felt that the second one was just boring. For me.
Oh no.
I just felt it was very. I don't know. There wasn't a lot. That's why we are two different people.
Correct.
But I guess the best way of seeing it is, well, I guess the biggest way of seeing it is the box office between the two of them, and I guess that's when you can tell, what the draw card was for them both.
You said Rise of an Empire didn't actually do too well at the box office.
So Rise of an Empire got 337.6, and then 300 pulled in almost 500.
Okay.
So it didn't do as well. I mean, it didn't do badly. Just didn't do as well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that's kind of the way which you can tell how successful a movie is by what it took at the box office.
That's also true, yeah. So the other thing we were just going to talk about in that is the whole thing of this incredible trend of sequels and remakes and reboots that are out at the moment. It seems like almost every classic movie is being remade in some shape or form. Well, not every movie, but there are a lot.
Every movie
that are coming out. Yeah, that's every movie. And I've got a big problem with a lot of these sequels, because it seems like they're just remakes, and sequels are just being made for the sake of making them. And it's like there's a Lethal Weapon 5 coming. There's the John Wick series. What else?
Well, they're changing the John Wick though. It's not going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be another John Wick. It's going to be a female character within that world of John Wick. But he's not going to be coming back because he died.
Okay. Oh, did he?
There is no more John Wick.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched. He died.
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure. I don't think he survived the last one. Even if he did, they have made a choice not to do another one. Like they said, we've done more than enough.
Okay.
So they are bringing it back, but it's with another character completely, and also the series that you might have watched called the Continental. That was also based on. It's a series that was based on the actual Continental. That's like where it began. You know the Continental?
I did. I heard about it. Yes, I haven't seen it though.
Okay. Well, the Continental is based on that. On what you're saying, they've done that with Beverly Hills Cop. On Netflix, they brought a whole one back. Yeah. It didn't last very long on the number one.
I'm not surprised. I mean, even if think back to like they want to make a Lethal Weapon 5 now. It's like even after Lethal Weapon 4, I went, okay, guys, it's enough now. Kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
and now it's coming back. I mean, and Mel Gibson is going to direct it. But Danny Glover's like 77 years old.
Yeah, I think it's just stupid. I just think it's like, it's all right, crap, guys. We're not doing very well in the movie industry for quite some time. How do we try and get some money back out of this?
I think
That's the only reason why it's there.
yeah, I think it's a Hollywood thing. I think firstly Hollywood is tending to I think that Hollywood is capitalizing on safe options when it comes to movie releases. They just go, and I think they're stressing financially because of all these streaming services that have come out, who are now finally giving Hollywood a run for their money. You know, Hollywood's not the big dog in the fight anymore.
No.
You know, and with all these production companies, with all these streaming services coming out with their own movie production companies that are bringing out incredible quality shows, either series or movies, whether it's Netflix, Amazon, whatever. Hollywood's going, flipping hell, they're taking away from what used to be, or we used to control everything, and now we don't anymore.
Yep.
But I think Hollywood's, they're definitely, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot because, you know, Hollywood was always about original stories. All of those movies that we love were all it was all taking chance. Like, well, this is an original story. We've never seen this before, but we're going to take a chance on it. And they've stopped taking chances, and they've stopped being adventurous. And I think the movie going public are seeing this, and we're like, why do we need another sequel? Those movies were great. Yes. Why do we need a remake? You know,
but I was thinking, please, you know. But on the flip side, Hollywood, yes, but directors, if you find the right directors, you follow after their movies. So someone like a M. Night Shyamalan, for example, and now his, you know, his daughter obviously involved as well.
Yeah.
There's no sequel making in those. It's just, funny enough, actually, I kind of almost shot myself on the foot. It was between Glass, Sixth Sense, and Split. But they weren't really sequels. They were just written in such a way that they could be linked together. But there wasn't a direct correlation between them all. To me, to me, that if you want to do like a series, kind of, that's a smart way of doing it. But yes, I think your mainline movies, though, if you're thinking mainline, if you're thinking more like, I think, well, what I would hope would be happening is if people are saying, you know what, I'm just tired of all these remakes, it would open up the floor to so many more movies out there that people just don't look at because it's not the big Hollywood is me movies. There's so many good movies out there that Hollywood, as in like the big Hollywood, you know, just like rolls over all the time. So I think in some ways it's a not a great thing, but it's a good thing that's happening in the sense because it'll shine a light on so many other brilliant movies that and what's been good is that the movies that have been making that, like the last Academy Awards, a lot of the movies that won awards weren't big, humongous Hollywood big box office movies.
All right.
Which to me shows that the discerning public it's the public, but you know, the discerning people are actually now trying to find depth in movies and not just big explosions and big actors kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. What was I going to say? I think look, you know, you get franchises and you get sequels, and so the franchise stuff has worked quite nicely. But you could call like those M. Night Shyamalan movies almost like a franchise, but not quite. They've got connections. But they were written in such a way that each of those movies could very much stand alone. But the way you and I like, the way you and I like to watch them is like we like those little connections, those sneaky connections. Like, oh, no way. And then it's almost like only after the fact did you realize that it's actually, that was his whole idea to almost be a franchise, but he kind of snuck it in there and you
Well,
didn't realize.
I don't know. That's a
A
difficult one though,
slight
because
franchise.
no, because then you're saying no, because then how you're saying it is that every director, no matter what movie they make, is a franchise because it's their name on it. So every
Oh,
director
no,
then
no, no, no.
has a franchise. That
No,
doesn't make
no.
sense.
No, I'm just maybe I just see it as because of those movies have those little connections and those little references back
No,
to
all of okay.
no, just those three,
Oh,
the,
those three. Sorry. I was
Unbreakable,
going
Glass,
on
and Split.
like all of them. I'm like, that's a bit
No, no, no.
much.
But then, yeah, we do get. Then there are certain franchises when you're like, okay, cool, guys, now it's time to stop. Like, we're getting one more Fast and the Furious, and then
Oh,
it's done.
please, no
You know,
more.
kind of thing.
They are milking that to the nth degree.
But I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at the bottom line. That franchise earned a huge amount of money. It's popular, so
I think the reason why it did so well is because it's all based around fast cars. Not this.
full on. Man.
You know what I mean? You go there going to watch the cars, not what amazing script it will be or will not be.
No,
It's just
no.
the cars, really, and what you can
Yeah,
do with cars. Every movie, how much further you can go with cars.
correct. That's an example of visually leveling up every movie. You know, just taking it to the next level. It's like how more extreme can we make it? And yeah, there's an audience for it. I like those movies. I enjoy them. Sometimes I just, the mindless action, and those are great for that.
Well, for that point, they made just over $7 billion.
And
So, yeah.
and there's your proof, kind of thing. So, but yeah, what else was I talking about? Yeah, I think what's happened. It's like when a company brings out a product and then that's quite rare and expensive, and then a whole bunch of other companies start doing the same thing. You're going to bring that price down. It's competition in the marketplace, and you've got, yeah, like I said, Hollywood is feeling that competition now. They never had to. They never had to compete with anybody when it came to producing movies, and now you've got Netflix, Amazon, Apple. Who else? What's another streaming service that's out at the moment? Hulu.
Apple.
Isn't Paramount still like more Hollywood type of thing, or?
They had their own streaming service.
Oh, I see. Okay.
As well.
Yes. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's called Paramount Plus.
And then, so we're seeing more of the original ideas coming from those production companies as opposed to sort of your typical Hollywood production houses and that. So it's an interesting time.
But it also shows, though, is that sometimes, the creators the movie houses will approach a streaming service because they know if they put it onto Hollywood screen, it won't do that well. For example, the new one on Netflix, which is the Beverly Hills Cop one.
Beverly Hills Cop, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Axel. I think it's called Axel. It's
Axel F.
Axel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that had gone onto the big screens, the money and the marketing they would have to put through and everything, I firmly believe it would not have even made it close to the expenses that they had done to it. And whereas if you go to a streaming service, they will pay you pretty much exactly what you want out of it. If you're putting it onto cinema, you're dancing with the chances of if it'll do well or not, and you'll make your money back. At least if you're selling it to a streaming service, you definitely get your money back and more. because
I
the
can,
streaming
I can,
service is then
yeah.
buying it, going, okay, these big names, this big movies, you know, trilogy, whatever it is, we're gonna invest an amount, hopefully, going in the fact that it's gonna draw in, bringing us a few more million people, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I think with putting it on a streaming service, you're probably going to reach more and reach a larger audience because well, it's on streaming. Why should I go? Why should I go and watch it in the cinema if I can just watch it at home on my big screen TV?
Yeah,
And so many.
but now I don't really have much time really for this kind of conversation. But it's all really based around how is Netflix really going to be making their money back? Or are they just hoping to have it on their channel so that all their subscribers are going to watch it, which is millions of views? No, it's all about money. The only reason why they're putting it on there is to make them more viable to bringing in millions of other people. Otherwise, there's no point. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. It's just
Okay,
really,
I get you.
Bad business. Anyways,
Oh well, yeah,
another conversation.
yeah. What else was there?
Gonna wrap up.
But yeah, it's just
a few minutes.
Yeah, like I said, like I was saying earlier, also, so yeah, you see so much of this money is being spent on all of these remakes and everything, and I'm sure there are so many amazing scripts around Hollywood, but it almost seems like they're being like quashed, like no, we're and if I just think about like on a fantasy level of like kids TV shows that like we used to watch, the potential for making real life action movies of some of those kids shows that we had, like we're still waiting for a Masters of the Universe, we're still waiting for Thundercats, we're still waiting for all of these.
I'm not.
Oh, I am. Oh my word! I wish they could. Because if you consider now. And I think also, this was the other thought that I had just quickly. I know we don't have too much time. We're in a time now where technologically we can bring anything to the screen. We really can, from a visual point of view. It's amazing.
True.
I mean, even James Cameron, he didn't do another movie after Titanic because he was working on Avatar, and he knew that even when he was doing Titanic, the technology was not at a place where he could create Avatar. So he knew he had to wait. And there was limitation. There were limitations, technology wise. And that those limitations are sometimes a good thing because they force you to be more creative. How are we going to create this movie? But the challenges were bigger, I think, and they put more effort into the movies. Whereas now it's like, oh, well, we can just do anything. So and
I mean that the latest Avatar, the one thing it was really, really good. The one thing of the many that I liked, in like one of those like Easter egg things, is that it created the person. Basically, Kate Winslet broke David Blaine's record of the amount of time that she took to film underwater with no breath. So basically, to like how long can she hold her breath? I'll tell you now, holding breath record.
I did hear something about that. She killed it there.
Oh, she wiped it out, dude. And that was not to beat any records, by the way. She was just doing
No, that was... Yeah, she was literally just doing
And that's the crazy thing about it. Let me just see. Breath hold. So, David Blaine's breath hold was... What? Hold on. Kate Winslet's... Okay, so Kate Winslet is... She did it in 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
Wow. Jeez,
Just did not breathe for 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's insane.
And again, like I say, that's not nothing to do with trying to break a record. It just shows the evolution of movies, and and to actually how far people can go in movies nowadays, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, wrap
yeah,
us
and
up.
yeah. I mean, so franchises, yes. I mean, if we talk about, if we just mention Avatar, I mean, there are 3 movies still coming. So it's a
Yeah,
5 movie series. But
yeah,
that's James Cameron's vision for that.
yes. And it's a
And
series. I like when you say a series. It's not sequels. It's a series.
no,
It's
no,
it's like Lord of the Rings. It's
correct.
not it's not sequels. It's just a continuation of the story of Lord of the Rings, a
Yes,
continuation
because it
of the
was,
life and living through Avatar. So it's like literally
yes,
just you're just living Avatar world through 5 movies. You're going
correct.
through a Hobbit town, and and Morgul and all that kind of stuff, because it's part of the story.
Yeah, because it was a vision. When someone starts writing that, okay, fine. Lord of the Rings, obviously, it's based on a book series, but think of something like Avatar. James Cameron's vision was 5 movies. This is going to have 5 installments. We're not just doing, oh, well, we did one Avatar and it was great, let's think about a sequel. But no, that
No.
was his vision from the beginning. Same with The Matrix. The Matrix was written as a trilogy of movies,
Yeah.
Whereas, but even the first Matrix, if you don't see the first Matrix still stands alone as a
Oh, of
fantastic
course.
movie. And
Absolutely.
it almost doesn't need these sequels,
It
but the
did not
sequels were
need the
cool.
last one. I didn't even finish watching it.
Really?
I didn't even understand why they even had to make it. To me, that was a money grab. It was only money grab.
Yeah.
There's no reason
So,
for it. Like
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, there's something, but there is, and typically, like with, if we look at the first Bad Boys or we look at the first Matrix, there's just something you can't put your finger on it. It's just got this X factor that maybe a lot of the continuations of the movie just don't have. Like I say, there's just something about the Matrix. If all you watch is the first movie, your
That's
mind is
it.
blown. You
For sure.
don't need any. So. But we'll see. Coming back to Gladiator 2, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm not
Yeah.
when
I probably will.
it'll for me it'll come down to the storyline.
That's
Like,
exactly what I was
okay,
saying, yeah.
it looks great. The trailer's done its job, but
Yeah.
give me the storyline. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will we'll
Yeah.
wait and see.
As I've said, I don't think it was necessary. Gladiator was just a movie of its own time, of its own
Definitely,
generation, and it's
I'll
done.
agree.
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
He died
yeah.
for a reason. That was to like end the movie.
Mm.
And now they're making him roll around in the proverbial grave and say, "Hello, buddy. Well, you did die, and everything was all about you. But now, well, thanks for your service, but actually, thank you for your
Well,
service."
let's
Oh, speaking
see.
about what I wanted to mention very quickly
Yeah,
as we go out,
yeah.
was the whole sequel stuff. Marvel is just that is the optimum of just oversaturating the market. It's just like it's enough. Like, and they just keep on, and then it's gotten worse on the Disney Channel, where they are now, because they are linked with Marvel now, they can just make up all these different shows. These different series
Correct.
are coming out. The different movies are coming out. They are doing Star Wars and a gazillion other freaking series are coming out, movies, and it's like that to me is the cash cow. I just like it's just like how much do you milk something until they just milk a movie franchise until it just is like you're just basically harming it more than anything else.
Correct.
And I think
And this is,
Disney is
yeah,
very good at that.
yeah. No, they ruin everything.
Yeah.
And that was my thought when it comes to, because we have Marvel on one side and we have DC on the other side. and where you say was Marvel is just the epitome of just flooding the market. I see DC as quality over quantity. They've put out less movies, but look at how amazing those movies have been. So I haven't really even heard of another DC movie coming. It was The Flash, and is there anything coming?
One.
Surely they're working on some. I'm sure they're working on something, but they're keeping very quiet.
Right now,
but they're going to they're keeping quiet about it, and that's a smart move. That's a very smart move to do. So yeah, Marvel can. Yeah, I don't care.
The only thing that excites me about Marvel is Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think that one will be cool. I'm very surprised that's I'm very surprised. I'm so surprised that Disney even allow that because of the R rating and stuff like that. It's very different. It doesn't sit with what Disney does. So, but they know that it's going to make them money.
That's what people want, and you can't do a Deadpool without the big age restrictions on it.
Correct.
So either you say, we're not going to do a movie that will have high restrictions, but you're not going to get any more Deadpool. I'm like,
I think that's the Deadpool
money,
movie. I think
really
it's going to be
the money. Yes, it's going to go against part of what we said, but you know what? It's going to make us millions. Screw it. We'll just do it for this once off. No, that one's going to do well. I mean, Wolverine and Deadpool in one movie. I would never even thought that would even be a possibility.
It's going to be amazing.
So. Oh yeah, that's out. I think next week.
That's brilliant. That's going to be very cool. Cool.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, man, that was a good discussion. I always enjoy talking about movies.
Me too. I think some of our highest views are on episodes about movies. It shows everybody loves movies.
Yeah, that's it too.
Nice one.
Cool, lekker. Well, this has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. And let us know. Yeah, let us know in the comments what your opinions are on sequels, franchises, remakes, reboots,
all that fun stuff.
Because always keen to know your thoughts. Cool.
We are, and if you want to write something, even write the word something, that'd be great. Just say something, okay? Based on that, all have a great week ahead, you guys. Sorry about there wasn't anything a week ago, but life. I had to work, and life is life.
Yeah.
All right. See you all later. See you next time.
Go, guys.